Good morning, everyone. It's Jeff Fitzpatrick. It's Monday, 16th of December, and it's my weekly video. But this week it's slightly different because we would have been having club meetings this week, and this is a replacement report for what's going on around the clubs at a general roundup. So let's get going. And so in this week's video, I'm going to talk about how we're getting on with our search for 10% per month. What's coming next in terms of development of the trading strategy, a roundup of the clubs and our conference, and also a little bit on the types of club that we operate. And I'll start with a roundup of the clubs. So let's have a look at how they're doing. I'll spend a few moments on each of them and show you the progress that we've been making since the trading strategy changed on the 1st of July earlier this year. First, Diamond, and you can see probably the lines that you're most interested in are the left-in value and also the net liquid value. So the net liquid value is on line 10. I've highlighted it. On the 1st of July, that was at 577,000, and the end of November, it was 730,000. Slightly less now, but that's because we are waiting for the expiration of puts at the end of this week and the end of next. I've got no doubt that the 730,000 will be beaten. And if we look at the option drag line, you can see that there's 138,000 in there. And a lot of that these days is much nearer to the time of expiration than it previously was. Previously, it was sort of 3 to 6 months. Now it's normally 1 to 3 months. So the prospects are good. And that comes through on the left-in value. The left-in value is the value of the account, including the income from yet to expire puts and calls come to that. So 861,000 there compared to 700,000. And we've actually added 26.5% to the net liquid value since we were back in July. So I think Diamond is okay, moving ahead quite nicely. And now Fortune. Fortune again, it's looking as though it's slightly down from Friday to the end of the month, but I'm sure with the amount of options income that we've got coming this week and the end of next week, that will sort itself out. Again, shown through the left-in value, which is higher than it was last month. So that's fine. That will increase as well. Fortune is a much smaller club. It's sort of 200 and best part of 300,000 of investment, and therefore the cash value of it won't grow as quickly. And they're actually looking good at about 20% up. And next we have Tees. Tees, again, a much smaller club, a couple of 100,000 in it. And the net liquid value there, same story, down slightly from the end of November as we stand or at the close on Friday. However, there's the left-in values is going up and there's option drag to come to it. And let's have a look. They are currently up 29.5% since the 1st of July, so not doing badly at all. And then we have Sapphire. Sapphire is now getting well established in the position of being worth over $1 million. It's the same as the others, though. We've got left-in value is up. We've got a lot of income to take possession of and to move across to the net liquid value at the end of this week and next. So it's going well. Best part of 25% up, and that's a big club to move. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Next comes the 100th Millionaire Club, doing very well at the moment. So they've gone up in net liquid value terms, from 700,000 to basically almost 900,000, and slightly up from the end of November, and plenty of income to come through too. Option drag is 61,000, so that is premiums that are waiting to expire, and so far again up at the end of November by over 26%. So again, not looking bad. And finally, in this format, I've got the Extra Income Club. And they are a bit of a different club. We have taken some income out, but nonetheless, the net liquid value yeah, has been going up. We say we did take some money out. So it's slightly different to look at. However, even having taken income from it, they are growing at, they've grown nearly 10% since July. So it's slightly different one to understand. And I'll be in touch with the members there in due course. And then if we take the overall position, so this is just all of the clubs added together. The value of the trading has gone up from 2.7 million to 3.4 million. Big numbers we're getting into here. The average increase since the 1st of July has been 25.66%. And we've got a lot of income. We've got 400,000 plus to come through to the bottom line in the next few weeks. So that's how the clubs are doing. It's a very quick sort of summary of it. I'll be available this evening at 6:30 to answer any questions and to go into any more detail for those of you that want to see that. So what next? We've made a lot of changes. The way we trade now is very different from that as it was before the 1st of July. And if you notice that in those clubs, if I just go back for a moment, let's take a look at Diamond, for example. And here is Diamond. If we use this just an example, what you can see is that we've got a lot of cash building up. And the next part of the development, we've got a lot of income coming in. We've got, we've actually got plenty of stock buying power, so there's a bit more trading to do. And we've got all of this cash up there. So that cash is partly there to be available if we have stock put to us and can pay for the stock. But in the meantime, it's sort of sat there doing nothing, getting very, very little, got a very tiny amount of interest on it. So I want to use some of that in that cash to actually become the owners of stock. So that means either buying stock or selling puts that we expect to have put to us. And by doing that, we will increase the amount of price appreciation that we benefit from, and also we will increase the amount of dividends that come through. Now, I did an exercise on this, but let's have a little look at some of the puts for this month and see where we're at. Yeah, so here we are. So these are all of the puts that are due to expire in Diamond, and in fact, there are none on the 27th. All of them expire on the 20th, which is Friday of this week, apart from one which is already expired, and we've already collected the quite modest profit on it. So if we look at the strike prices and next to them the current prices, you can see on the first one there was sort of a good $5 plus of income of price appreciation we didn't get. Here's another one, sort of $8 or more, $11. There's some big differences here that we haven't taken advantage of because we didn't own the stock. Now, the amount of money on column G there are what it would cost to buy the stock. So we definitely couldn't have bought all of that stock. We didn't have the cash to be able to do that. There's a huge amount of cash there. In fact, if I just sort of total that, we'll see it would have cost 581,000. This account had, I think it was about 144,000 in cash. But we can take advantage of some of that, and that's what I intend to do with the cash that's in the accounts. So that's where we're going to next, and that should give us another nice 2 chunks of cash towards the 10% per month that I'm striving to get towards. The first of those being income from price appreciation or value from price appreciation, and the second being from dividend on the stocks that we hold. And next, I just want to talk for a few moments about the types of club that we operate. We have 2 types. We've got capital growth, And if you're in Diamond, Fortune, Tees, Sapphire, or 100th Millionaire, you're in a capital growth club. They're not intended at this stage in their life to give income. They are purely about growing a capital sum over a long period. There is an initial 5 years to grow it, and then beyond that, we'll see where members want to go with it. But I've got no doubt that they'll continue with at least some of the money. Some of them may take out and choose to do whatever they choose to do with it. The other type of club that we have, the income plus capital growth, and we have two of those. The quarterly income club, that's a big guy. So membership of that requires $100,000 of deposit into the club. Then we've got the extra income club. The extra income club is no such restriction. You can put a much smaller, tiny amounts of money into that. And the idea is that on a regular basis, that could be every 2 or 3 months, subject to the market conditions, we will pay an income. But in the meantime, we are looking to grow the value of the account over the year by about 15%. So we're looking for 15% growth in the value of the capital and an income over and above that. And that's seems to be working out fine so far. Now, if anybody wants to join any of these clubs, apart from 100th Millionaire, which is a closed club to a networking group, the others are available. You can join them, and I can let you have more details about them. And big news on our conference. It's now booked. We've got the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of March at the Carlton Hotel, which is basically at the airport in Dublin. There's a shuttle bus to it. And we'll be going through how we're striving for this 10% per month for the clubs. We are updating the TICN 4x4 scoring system. I'm calling that TICN 2.0. I want to agree with folks the revisions to the dashboard to make those more useful and more insightful. Then we'll also be going through how we screen, how we find these stocks, both for the TICN and the other tools that we use, where we find the great stocks that are making this level of success that we're now enjoying. We'll have some special guests coming in direct from the USA, probably by Zoom, and we'll have some live trading and trade management going on, and I'll also be sending out their trading record templates and updating how we record the things that we do. So I will be trying to get this onto the myinvestmentclub.co.uk website to be available for making bookings in the next week or so. Could end up being on Christmas Day, the way I'm going. And there will be an early booking discount for those that book in January. After that, it will go to the full prices. So look out for that. If you're not already a member of my Facebook group, which is the Extraordinary Stock Trading System, please join. There's now 80 odd members on it. And I do tend to put sort of little tidbits on there that don't get into the group information. And if you're watching this and you're not already a member of one of the clubs and want to join us, check us out further at myinvestmentclub.co.uk. Get hold of me. You can put in very little money, £100 a month. Some people put 100,000 in. Some people put even more than that in. So whatever is safe and comfortable for you is I'll make accommodation for it. And that's about it for this week. So once again, I will be available for questions this evening at 6:30, and in the club WhatsApp groups, I'll put a Zoom link for that discussion. And don't worry if you can't make it. If you've got questions, that's fine. Or if you just want to come along and enjoy the chat, that's fine too. So I'll see some of you then. Thanks very much. Cheerio.